Jackson Harvey. Batting sixth, playing first, number 17, Ryan Kerr. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 5, Mitch Petzel. Batting eighth and catching, number 50, Jared Hancock. Batting ninth, playing in center field, number 3.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to Smoky Stadium as we get set for Championship Monday. Lincoln Memorial, one win away from capturing a fourth conference tournament championship and trying to match the lowest seed in league history. And they'll send Ethan Bobo to the mound to start off this baseball game. Bobo 3-1 this year, making his 11th start of the season, a 3.78 earned run average for the season. He gets the ball from Coach Justin Haywood, and we're just about ready for action here at Smoky Stadium. Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. If Newberry is to win its first title in 24 years, they'll need to win Game 1 first to take it to a winner-take-all game number 3. Last night, despite a 4.5-hour lightning and rain delay, Lincoln Memorial scored the game's first 3. They scored the game's last 5 and won it 11-5 behind Patrick Wiener's grinding effort and Will Shelton slamming the door shut with the final 10 outs of the ball game. So we're ready to lock and load here from Smoky Stadium. The right-hander Bobo on the slab kicks and fires, and the first pitch of the game splits the plate in half for a called strike one. And we are underway here at 2:32. We're supposed to start at noon, but lightning and rain in the area pushed it back. 1 strike and nothing to count here to Donovan Ford, and he takes strike 2 with the knees. Ford last night had a couple base hits, including a triple, scored a run. He's behind at 0-2. Bobo, the right-hander, into his motion. He lifts the leg and pitches, and Ford foul tips it into the mid of Hancock. 1 up and a strikeout of the first-team all-conference outfielder. Defensively behind Bobo is the league's best fielding team. Hall, Goda, Keene left to right in the outfield. Harvey, Bowen, Petzelt, Kurth, and Hancock make up the infield left to right and behind the plate. Jacob LeBron will get his turn. LeBron yesterday 2 out of 4 with an RBI. Bobo's first pitch, he starts him with a fastball, and this one tails off the plate away. 72 degrees is your game time temperature, partly cloudy overhead. 1-0 pitch. LeBron takes just up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Bobo had a fine season this year. And this LMU pitching staff has been stout all year long. The 2-0. LeBron takes a strike on the outer half. 2-1. Gary Keller's calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Bobby Dunnigan, your first base umpire. At second, Julius Green. And over at third is Martrez Scott. The 2-1. Foul ball into the netting. Count even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. When you look at Bobo this season, he's put together solid outings much of the year, including against Wingate, 7 innings of 1-run baseball in the first round of the tournament. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here to LeBron as the right-hander pitches, and LeBron flares one into left field, sinking in a hurry, and it's going to drop in front of Chris Hall for a base hit. LeBron continues his solid hitting in the tournament. That's hit number 6 this weekend. And a 1-out base runner for the league's leading hitter in Braylon Marine. Newberry was 27-0 when they tallied double-digit hits entering last night. They put up 13 an evening ago and lost for the first time this season when doing so. So with a man at first base, Braylon Marine stands in. Marine had a hit in 4 at-bats. Righty against right-hand batter, Bobo straightens, and he pitches. Marine squares, and it costs him a strike on a fastball down the middle. Let's see how aggressive Newberry is on the base paths here today, trying to kickstart its offense to begin the day. Yesterday, just 1 stolen base for a team that averages 3 per game this year, top 10 in the country. 1 strike pitch on hold as LeBron draws a throw. LeBron, 18 stolen bases this season. He's been caught stealing 4 times. Right-hander coming set. And Bobo's one-strike pitch is a flare into right field. Keene tracks back, camps, and makes the catch on a sinking liner. So with 2 outs and the runner at first, Henry Gibson will get his turn. Gibson had a home run last night, a part of a 2-hit evening at the ballpark. Solid day for him at the yard. Average sits at .338 for the season. He's provided great presence in this Newberry lineup. We're scoreless here in the opening frame. A game 2 of the championship series. LMU takes the title with a win. LeBron draws another throw. He's back safely. Great to have you on board with us. Andrew Rogers next to me up here in the booth. I'm Michael Watring and our entire crew. Delighted to have you on board. Another throw to first base. LeBron back safely. Well, one of the biggest keys against Newberry, you got to control the running game. Starts on the mound, and, of course, the catcher can play a key role in that as well. Gibson awaits the first pitch here with 2 outs and the runner at first. Here it is, and Gibson shoots one into left field. That's sinking in a hurry and drops in for a base hit. LeBron will decide to stop at second base. And it's a 2-hit opening inning for Newberry to bring Jonathan Velez to the plate. A very nice piece of hitting by both LeBron and Gibson in this inning. They have taken pitches and sliced it to the opposite field. So with 2 outs and 2 on, the third-team all-conference third baseman Jonathan Velez will take his turn. Velez yesterday, 2 hits, 4 at-bats, and he'll try to keep this offense cooking here in this opening frame. Bobo straightens out there on the slab. The right-hander settles in. He checks second base and pitches and misses down and away for ball 1. Lincoln Memorial has won 3 conference tournament titles in the last decade. Only 4 schools all time in the history of the league have more. Catawba 8, Wingate 7, Carson-Newman and Tusculum with 4 apiece. 1-0 pitch. Fly ball, shallow right field. Keene coming on. He's got plenty of time. The black leather mid into the air. He makes the catch, and it ends the inning. Newberry gets 2 hits, but they strand a pair in the opening frame. And after a half inning, the top seed scoreless. And here comes Lincoln Memorial to the plate when we come back to Smoky Stadium in Game 2 of the championship series on Flow Sports.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Newberry gets 2 hits in the opening inning. Can't play to run. Lincoln Memorial, after scoring 3 times in the first inning in Game 1 of the championship series, takes its cuts. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Chris Hall will kickstart the offense. Hall, a great day yesterday, was on base 4 times in 6 at-bats. And it's Bennett Reamer on the mound, and the first pitch from the right-hander stays up and away for ball number 1. The rookie right-hander sights the side and now pitches, and Hall takes the backdoor breaking ball in the outside corner to even it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. This right-hander was the conference's freshman of the year. 3 of the 4 major awards went to Newberry, and the right-hander misses with a fastball tailing away to make it 2 balls and a strike. All 5 hits now in the championship in 18 at-bats, a couple RBIs. 2-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield playing straight away. Newberry out in the gray uniforms and the red hats. Reamer pitches way upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not a bad crowd here at the ballpark today, and you can see them today. Unlike yesterday where it rained the majority of the game, fans moseying their way down. Payoff pitch. Hall, line shot out to short to his left. Marine there to snare it. Hard hit ball from Hall. At one point this season was hitting below 170, but he has found a great role in this LMU lineup. Hits the ball hard, but out number 1 recorded, and here comes Cameron Bowen. Bowen last night, 3 hits, including a 2-run single to punctuate the night in the 9th. Team leading 8 hits this weekend, and the first pitch from Reamer is in there for strike 1. 1 out, nobody aboard. Faircloth, Ford, and LeBron left to right in the outfield. Velez, Marine, Lugo, Gibson third to first. Jolly behind the plate as Bowen whiffs. Reamer gets ahead at 2 strikes to nothing. The rookie right-hander delivers, and he misses high and tight. Was trying the breaking ball, and ball stayed up and in. Well, great to have you on board with us here today. Weather's actually cleared out the pitch. Bowen loops one, shallow left, coming on Faircloth. He leans, makes the catch as he makes a divot with his elbow. Excellent play from the all-defensive team left fielder to haul that one in. And a decent way to go with that baseball. And was able to get down in a hurry and snare that one. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Carson Bowles at the plate. And the right-hand hitter takes high and tight for ball 1. Bowles' 3rd team all-conference selection. That one buzzed the tower a little bit. The 1-0. Bowles takes a breaking ball that twists well out of the zone. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, it all starts on the mound when you're in the postseason. You got to have a good start. 2-0 pitch. On the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Russell Triplett last year, if you remember, Newberry won 38 games, but in the conference tournament, their starters recorded just 10 outs. The 2-1. That's on the outside corner, 2-2. Yesterday, and you have to put a little bit of an asterisk next to it, but Ethan LeBron went just an inning. Now, granted, he had 4.5-hour rain delay. 2-2 pitch is flipped into right field. That's going to sink in and drop in front of the right fielder, LeBron, for a base hit, and a 2-out single from Carson Bowles. Got a pitch out of the plate, and every hit that we've seen in this game so far, all 3 of them, have been to the opposite field and not all that hard hit. So with 2 outs and the runner at first, Andrew Keene gets his turn. Leads the team with a couple home runs in the tournament, 7 hits overall. And the right-hander starts him with a breaking ball down and away for ball 1. Keene, 3 more hits last night. Drove in a run, scored a run. And with a count of 1 ball and no strikes, the right-hander pitches, and that bounces up there, skips away from Jolly. Does a good job of getting to it. Looked like Bowles had a chance. If the door was open to hustle down to second base, it ended up on the grass. Just off of the plated area, but Bowles decides to stay at first. Here's the 2-0 from Reamer. Swing and a miss. Good fastball low in the zone, 2-1. Well, last year, LR snapped a 21-year drought between titles. The 2-1. Chopper, third base side on 2 hops. Takes a little nick off the edge of the cutout into the left thigh of Velez. He covers it and throws to first to get Keene and end the inning. A hit, a man left, and we're through the opening inning of Game 2 of the title series. Scoreless. Newberry back to the plate when we come back to Smoky Stadium.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard? No.
and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
Leading off, left fielder number 10, Kane Fairclough.
No score, top of the second inning, game 2 of the championship series. Here's Cade Fairclough, and Bobo starts him with a fastball and a sinking liner hit out to second base. And Petzelt has time to scoot to his left, and as he steps onto the outfield grass, makes the catch. So with one out and nobody on, the first team all-conference catcher, Rhett Jolly, will stand in. .316 hitter for the year, 4 hits and 12 at-bats in the tournament. No score, and Bobo quickly ready to go in the white uniforms. Righty pitches and zips one at the bottom of the zone at the knees for strike one call. A little bit of wind blowing out to right field. You have all the different trees out in the outfield. The 0-1. Slider outside corner for a strike, 0-2. And then clouds moving at a high rate across the ballpark. Some blue skies overhead. And looks like things clearing up for the time being. Bobo wipes some sweat off of his right eyebrow. Here's the 0-2. Jolly lunges at one, flicks it down the right field line, but this one bounces on the warning track foul in front of the home plate of the left side of the bullpen for a foul ball to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Well, Newberry's only been to one NCAA tournament in the history of the program, and that came back in 2019. The 0-2. Low and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lost both of the games that year. 5-1 to 6-seeded Young Harris, 7-0 to 3rd-seeded Catawba after winning the regular season title. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bobo has a side, and now he pitches. Misses well outside, 2-2. And this is still a young roster overall. Both teams have a boatload of freshmen that play or see time as this fastball misses outside to run the count full at 3-2. But Newberry starts 5 sophomores, 3 juniors, and just the 1 senior in Braylon Marine. 3-2 the count. Bobo has the sign and the payoff. Misses low and outside, ball 4. Well, he had a couple pretty good-looking pitches that he thought were strikes. He didn't get the calls. And a 1-out walk to Rhett Jolly brings Jesse Free to the plate. Free last night was hitless in 4 at-bats. And with a 1-out base runner, Jolly has 6 steals. You wonder if Free might try to lay down a bunt here. Bobo straightens up, and he promptly throws it over to check on Jolly, who's back safely. Well, this is the only show in town. In the region, things ramping up. In the Conference Carolinas title game yesterday, Mount Olive the champs. Bobo pitches. There goes the runner. Ground ball, base hit left side of the infield. Jolly hustling around second. He's going to third. Hall's throw coming in. It's bobbled by Harvey. It skips into foul ground, and over to second base goes Free. Jolly goes first to third on the base hit, and because of the throw, Free gets into scoring position. Well, the throw was on time to beat Jolly, but Harvey couldn't handle the one hop from Hall. And this is what Newberry does as well as any team in the country. When they're at their best, they take the extra base more than any team in the nation. And for a lot of teams, that would probably be a base hit, runners at first and second base. But because of the way that Newberry plays, it's a base hit and runners at second and third. So now Jomar Lugo had a hit and an RBI last night. And a chance for Newberry to strike first and get their first lead of the championship series. The pitch. Lugo has a fastball skim right past his britches near the thighs for ball one. Corner infield in, middle infield back. The mind has to be thinking that perhaps Lugo would lay down a bunt. Got the bat near his right ear right now. Bobo's 1-0. There is the bunt. He pushes it back to the mound. Here comes Jolly. He scores. The throw to first base by Bobo gets the out at first, but it's a perfectly executed squeeze bunt by Jomar Lugo to give Newberry their first lead of the championship series. It's a 1-3 put out on the bunt, and that was a tough pitch to get down as well by Lugo. A little bit off the plate, but able to lunge out after it, get it down, and Newberry has the lead for the first time this weekend. And here's Donovan Ford. Strikeout victim in the first. 1-0 Newberry, and the first pitch from Bobo. Ford bounces it foul off of his body and over the umpire. 1-0. Jolly's ability to get first to third on the base hit proves to be critical for Newberry to ignite the scoring. Now Bobo coming set. Looks at third and pitches. Ford shoots it right side of the infield. Bounces off the dirt and into right field for a base hit. Free touches home. Newberry has scored twice in the second, and the Wolves lead it 2-0. Well, once again, just great contact. The ball down and away, tough pitch to hit. Ford able to saucer it out to the right side of the infield and through. 2 early runs from Newberry. Here's Jacob LeBron. He's got a hit already today. Bobo straightens and a throw to first. Ford was leaning a little bit, but he gets back. One of the best base stealers in the nation. Top 5 nationally. He's stolen 40 bases. He's only been caught stealing 5 times. Those are Ricky Henderson caliber numbers. Right-hand pitcher, left-hand batter. There goes Ford. The pitch is taken low. The throw down from Hancock. It one-hops the shortstop, and it's not in time as Ford sneaks in just ahead of the tag of Bowen. He's got his 41st steal of the year. Let's take another look at that one. Well, interesting because Ford got his foot on the bag first, and then he nearly overslid the bag. His body completely came off of the bag, but Bowen didn't hold the tag. So Ford steals second. And here's Jacob LeBron in a 1-0 hole. Right-hander pauses, checks second. Bobo pitches. Bounces up there, gets through the wickets of Hancock, and Ford will head over to third on a wild pitch. Base hit, stolen base, and now a wild pitch. And with the count at 1-1, perhaps a third run 90 feet away in this second inning for the number 1 seed. Hasn't been a friendly decade for top seeds. Last number 1 seed to win the conference title outright came in 2014 when Catawba did it. They shared the title in 2016 because of weather. The 1-1. LeBron, high pop-up, right field, dropping in a hurry. That one drops in for another base hit. Ford trots home. LeBron's got 2 hits in the first 2 innings. And it's a 3-run second inning for Newberry. They'll have How about the Wolves coming out firing 5 hits already against Ethan Bobo? And a great jolt offensively for this Newberry ball club. Bobo has given up 3 runs already in this game. And here's Braylon Marine. Right-handed pitcher settles and delivers. And Marine hits it sharply out to short. Into the waist goes the hop to Bowen. He takes the short route to get the lead runner in LeBron to end the inning. But damage done. 3 runs from Newberry in the second, and the number 1 seed in the tournament has an early 3-0 lead here on Flow Sports. Newberry scores 3 times in the second inning. They send 7 men to the plate. And Bennett Reamer has some run support to work with as he comes back out for the second. Caston Harvey will lead it off for this Lincoln Memorial Ball Club. That sits at 31-16 this year, and they have the 3rd longest winning streak in the country, winners of 9 in a row. Reamer's first pitch right down the heart of the plate for strike 1 call. Colorado Mesa's won 13 in a row. Quincy's won 10 straight. And then you have LMU at 9 in a row. Reamer misses with a breaking ball. That skips some dirt up there. A ball and a strike. Inning number 2. Reamer pitches. Breaking ball doesn't quite break enough to get a strike, but does break enough to avoid hitting Harvey on a pitch inside. Harvey a hit and 2 runs scored last night, the 2-1. Jammed on one, flings it into the netting first base side, and the count ends up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield pretty much routine depth. The 2-2. Harvey takes strike 3 called. Fastball just underneath the hands. Reamer's got his first punch out. Well, what a season it has been for this freshman Bennett Reamer as he gets this punch out with a good tight fastball from Bluffton, South Carolina. Had a terrific performance against Lenore Ryan last weekend, went the distance, scattered 9 hits, struck out 5. And he pumps in a first pitch strike to Ryan Kurth. Kurth went 0 for 4 last night, but he still has 8 hits in the tournament. The 0-1. Fly ball head out to shallow right center field, converging forward in LeBron. The center fielder Ford calls off LeBron. Makes the catch, and for the second straight inning, the first 2 retire. Well, that was a huge bounce-back game for Reamer because the week prior he walked 6, lasted just 3 2/3, and gave up 5 earned against the Bears as he delivers his first pitch, and this ball is stung out the left field from Petzelt. It bounces in a fortuitous bounce into the glove of a diving Faircloth for a base hit. That was nearly a disaster by Faircloth, making a diving attempt. It almost looked like he stumbled more than anything. But he was able to stop it after the bounce. Otherwise, that ball was heading to the wall, and Petzelt was running. Nevertheless, Petzelt extends his hitting streak now to 10 consecutive ball games. And for the second inning in a row, a 2-out base hit against Reamer. Jared Hancock's just 1 of 14 in the tournament. And he climbs into the batter's box with his club down 3-0 in the second. The right-hander Reamer lifts the leg and pitches, and Hancock late on one. Flies it foul off of first. Falling behind in a strike and nothing. Two outs, runner at first base. Petzelt 6 steals and 7 tries. The 1-strike pitch looked like a cross-up. Jolly bobbles. It goes to his left, and to second base will go Petzelt. Call that a pass ball or a wild pitch. cross-up perhaps would mean that you could go wild pitch, but I think it'll be a passed ball. It hit the glove of Jolly. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, high on a fastball, 2-1. One thing that you can credit LMU with all season long is when they fall behind, boy, they can find answers in a hurry. 1 through 9 in this lineup have produced all year. The 2-1. Off the edge of the barrel. Back into the screen for a foul ball. 2-2. You look at the makeup of this roster a month ago, and the lineup has almost flipped. Hall was at the bottom of the lineup. Goda was at the top. And these guys have been in different situations all year long. 2-2 pitch. Hancock flies it out towards second base. Behind the second base position is Lugo backpedaling. He falls down as he makes the catch to end the inning, and nearly a disaster right there from Newberry, but Lugo makes the grab. It ends the inning and keeps LMU off the board. We're through 2. 3-0 Wolves.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
I chose LMU because I wanted doors to open for me. For my future to have endless possibilities. To know I could become anything I wanted to be. Objection, Your Honor. I always wanted to say that. So whether I wanted to be a veterinarian, a high school teacher, let's turn to page 32, or a successful dentist, I knew LMU would help me get there. All I had to do was open the door.
LMU has a pair of 2-out hits. Newberry has 5 already in the game, and they just scored 3 runs in the second. And it's the heart of the lineup coming to the plate for Russell Triplets Group, the 3-time conference coach of the year. As Henry Gibson leading off, a single his lone trip to the dish. And Ethan Bobo back to work at 30 pitches. And the right-hander's first offering, Gibson squares to bunt. Breaking ball outside corner as Gibson brings it back for strike 1. It's turned into a nice Monday afternoon here at the ballpark. 0-1. Gibson chops it first base side. Charging is Kurth. Picks it up right near the grass. Backpedals. Stomps on first base with a right foot. And that retires Gibson for the first out. Well, the leadoff man hasn't been the problem for Bobo. He's retired him in each of the first 3 innings. After that has been the issue. Giving up base runners in each of the first 2 innings after retiring the first man, and Jonathan Velez will try to make that 3 in a row here in the third. 3-0 Newberry, and the first pitch is a breaking ball. It just stays a little elevated for ball 1. The champion will be crowned today. Some hardware will be picked up. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball hit down the right field line. Lengthy run here for Keene all the way into the corner, and this ball gets foul into the grass area just above the padded wall, roughly 310 feet down the line. It's 330 to left, 370 to left center and right center, 400 to straightaway center, and 320 down the line and right. And the way that this ballpark functions is the wind blowing out strong to right field. 1 ball, 1 strike to Velez with a 3-run lead for Newberry. Bobo pitches. Another breaking ball. This one high as well. 2 balls and a strike. Well, Newberry has only lost back-to-back games 1 time all year. 2-1. Fastball outside. 3-1. They lost the first 2 games to Wingate. Nearly no hit in that first one by Mitch Ferris, the conference's pitcher of the year. 3-1 pitch. Outside corner. This time clips the black for a strike. 3-2. So LMU trying to hand Newberry back-to-back losses for just the second time this season. 3-2 pitch. Chopper off of the plate. Very slow roller. Third base side. Barehanded. Bobo. High throw to first. But yanked out of the air by Kurth to get the out. That ball didn't have a lot on it. A slow roller out in front of the plate. Barely reached the grass. And that's where Bobo made the play. And he's retired the first 2 men for the first time today. And Cade Faircloth, who lined out to second his first time up, will get his turn here in the third. 3-0, top-seeded Newberry leading it here in inning number 3. The right-hander pitches and misses low and outside for ball 1. LMU leads the series 1-0. 11-5 win last evening. Best of 3 series, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, changeup that time around. Bottom drops out of it from Bobo. To move the count to a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count the pitch. Well outside, low and away, 2-1. Bobo straddles the slab and pitches. Bouncing ball hit out to second base. It takes a low bounce to Petzelt, but he gloves near his left shoelaces. Picks it and throws to first, and that's a 1-2-3 inning from the right-hander. And he bounces back in a very fine fashion in the third. We're through 2.5. Can LMU's offense get rolling? Find out when we come back with Newberry on top, 3-0. To the bottom of the third inning we go. And Bennett Reamer has been great. 32 pitches so far, 2 innings of scoreless baseball in this one. And it's the 9-1 and 2 slots in the LMU lineup. Colin Goda, the only man that hasn't hit so far today, swings at the first pitch, slices it into right field. That drops in front of LeBron for a base hit. And for the first time today, LMU has the leadoff man aboard. They have 3 hits now in this contest. And the top of the lineup coming to the plate, go to 12 steals. Keep an eye on him over at first base. He's only been caught stealing 3 times. Hall stands in. He hit a ball sharply out to short, but Marine tracked it down. Right-hand pitcher into his motion. And Hall bounces it off of the glove. It ricochets over towards the second baseman. Lugo picks, throws to first. It's in time by a half a step to get Hall. Well, that takes away what I think would have been a double play ball if Reamer doesn't get a piece of that baseball. Hall bounced it back up the middle, and Lugo was going to his right. I think he would have gotten it. And now that I think about it, they probably would have only gotten the lead runner. But Lugo readjusted, came back towards first base, picked it, and just did get it out of the glove in time. So go to second base, and Cameron Bowen stands in. Reamer pitches, runner takes off. Great jump, jolly throw down, not nearly in time. And it was a walking start from Goda as he swipes third easily. That one solely on Reamer, never even looked back. Goda almost couldn't even believe it. Took 2 steps to third. He slammed on the brakes for a second, thinking that he was getting away with something. 1 strike pitch. Foul ball back into the right-hand side, 0-2. LMU looking to get on the scoreboard here in this 3rd inning. Trailing at 3-0. Outfield straight away. First baseman Gibson is in and over. And the third baseman Velez slightly behind the bag. Otherwise, middle infield back. 0-2 pitch on the inside corner. Called strike 3. Second punch out for Reamer, and it is a big one. Went to the off-speed pitch, and it buckled Bowen. So it'll be on Carson Bowles if LMU's to get anything done here in the 3rd. Bowles a base hit in the 1st. The team's top hitter. Reamer's first pitch starts him with a breaking ball. This one stays high. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Reamer pitches. Missed this time with a high heater. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, these are those critical moments that last night LMU was so good at. 2 out hits in the 9th inning, expanded a 2-run lead to 6. The 2-0. Fouled straight back by Bowles. 2-1. You have to credit what Lincoln Memorial was able to do yesterday. You look at the game comparison. They were 7 of 18 with runners in scoring position. 2-1, down and in. 3-1. 11 of the team's 13 hits came with runners on base. You're talking about timely hitting. That's what Justin Haywood's group did. 3-1 the count. Runner at third, 2 outs. The pitch. Slider hits the outside corner for a strike. 3-2. So a payoff pitch with 2 outs. Newberry leads 3-0. Right-hander delivers, and Bowles lines it into left field. That's a base hit, and another 2-out hit for LMU. Splitters are on the board in the 3rd, trimming the margin to 2. Well, the praise from Justin Haywood could not have been higher for Carson Bowles. And the team's best hitter this season produces right when LMU needs it. Excellent swing on a pitch out over the plate. And here's Andrew Keene in a 2-run game. Reamer pitches. Keene hits it sharply to second base. Good play by Lugo. Down to a knee on the dirt. He picks and throws him out at first base to end the inning. But LMU's able to get on the scoreboard. The margin is 2. We're through the first 3rd. As we head to the 4th, Newberry leads it 3-1.
The NCAA sponsors 90 national championships each year, none of which could happen without officials. There is an urgent need for sports officials across the country, as they are retiring 4 times faster than they are coming in, leaving shortages at all levels of sport. The NCAA recognizes the importance of officiating on the student-athlete experience and is dedicated to the recruitment and retention of new officials for all sports. There are many great reasons to become an official. Stay in shape and get paid to do so. Meet new people and build relationships within a tight-knit community. Give back to the sport you love by creating a fair atmosphere and upholding the integrity of the game. Say yes to officiating. Visit ncaa.org/say yes to officiating for more information on how to get started.
Welcome back to Smoky Stadium. It's top-seeded Newberry in a must-win ball game, trailing the series 1-0. leading 3-1. As we go to the fourth, I hand it over to my partner, Andrew Rogers, who will take you through the middle innings.
Thanks, Michael. A similar position where we were in the fourth inning heading into Game 1 yesterday. It was LMU leading 3-1 after 3. Here in Game 2, it's Newberry, the visiting team on the scoreboard in the middle game of this 3-game championship series. That leads by a pair of runs, and it's the same part of the order due up here for Newberry. They got things rolling in the second. Rhett Jolly leads things off in the fourth and takes fastball high for ball 1. Jesse Free, Jamar Lugo to follow here in this fourth inning. Jolly kick-started that second inning, had that well-earned walk. Flares one out on a 1-0 pitch to begin the fourth. Tough play, and eventually Bowen able to backtrack and make the catch just below his left knee. With both the left fielder and the center fielder charging in, it ends up being Bowen making the catch for a hard-earned first out. Seen a couple of times middle infielders for both teams make difficult plays in the shallow parts of the outfield. That time Cameron Bowen makes the play, and now the one-out batter is Jesse Free. He checks his swing at a breaking ball, and the first base umpire, Bobby Dunnigan, the crew chief, says that Free was able to check his swing. A ball and no strikes with one gone in the fourth. 1 run on 4 hits for the Rail Splitters. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Wolves. So far, both teams have stranded 3 runners on base. 2 balls, no strikes. A couple of misses from the right-hander Bobo. Gets into his windup. The pitch is grounded right side. The second baseman Petzel up with it. His throw on to first in time to retire Jesse Free. 2 quick outs to begin this fourth inning for Ethan Bobo, who has started to find a little bit of a groove after that 3-run second inning. Since recording that final out of the second inning, he has been able to send down 6 in a row. 1-2-3 third, and he's an out away from back-to-back 1-2-3 frames. Right-hander gets into his windup, and the first pitch to Jamar Lugo outside for ball 1. He's missed in all 3 of his batters he's faced so far. Has gone ball 1 to both Jolly and Free, and now Lugo as well, and he's fallen behind once more at 2-0. LMU an 11-5 winner in Game 1. Newberry trying to force the winner-take-all Game 3. Fastball on the outside corner just missed, and Bobo once again in a hole here in the fourth inning against a Newberry hitter. He's been able to get the last 2. Now has to battle back on Lugo and loses him. A 4-pitch walk. Well, Bobo has only thrown 2 strikes in this inning, and both the pitches that were strikes were put in play. Jolly's pop up to short, and Jesse Free's ground out to second. His other 6 pitches, I should say, in this inning have been balls. 2-out base runner, and Lugo turns the lineup over to Donovan Ford. Bobo comes set as Lugo gets a short lead over at first base. A long pause and the pitch home is outside again, ball 1. 5 straight misses for the right-hander as he faces Donovan Ford for the 3rd time. Ford a strikeout victim on 3 pitches back in the first, and he had an RBI 2-out single back in the second. Here's the pitch again, outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Twelfth pitch of the inning is high for ball 3. 12 pitches in the inning and just 2 strikes for Ethan Bobo. Can he find the zone here on a 3-0 to Donovan Ford? And he punches in a fastball across the belt for a strike. 3-1. Bobo to this point in the game, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks and a strikeout. The 3-1. Ford skies one in the infield. It's the first baseman Kurth calling off Bobo. And the first baseman, Kurth, makes the catch, inning over. Well, Bobo lost his command a little bit in the fourth, but it's another scoreless frame for the right-hander. Rail Splitters still trail it by 2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth here on Flow Sports.
Sure, we've been around a while. 171 years to be exact. Founded on the banks of a creek. This creek, Mossy Creek. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are found here and here and here and here, and also here, in the classroom, on the field. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are family on a journey of discovery.
I found my passion. I found my calling.
I found family.
I found a way to lead. I found a place to call my own.
I found purpose.
There's something for everyone.
We are.
We are.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Bennett Reamer back to work for the top-seeded Newberry Wolves. Led back to the rubber with a 2-run lead, a 3-1 advantage for the Wolves. And Reamer will face 5, 6, and 7 in the Rail Splitters batting order. Caston, Harvey, Ryan, Kurth, and Petzel do up as Harvey bounces one left side, Marine up with it, and makes a sharp throw to first to retire Caston Harvey, who is now 0 for 2. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the fourth. Reamer has scattered 4 hits so far. The 1 earned run given up in that third inning. No walks and a couple of strikeouts and 45 pitches thrown to this point. This is outside to Kurth for ball 1. Mentioned how it's Newberry here in game 2 getting off to the quick start with a 3-run second. This was the portion of the game as Kurth chases after a breaking pitch into the dirt. Ball, strike 1 swinging. 1-1 with 1 out in the fourth. Now it's LMU that has to try to chip away at an early Newberry lead. Good location on this fastball just outside for ball 2. Newberry was able to draw within a run after 4 innings yesterday. LMU scored the final 5 runs of the game after it was a 6-5 game heading to the 7th. Scored 1 in the 7th and then 4 in the 9th to secure that 11-5 victory. 3-1 pitch on the way to Kurth. It was right at the knees. Kurth was thinking about tossing the bat toward the third base dugout, thinking he had a 1-out walk. Instead, this pitch crosses the plate at the knees. Now a 3-2 breaking ball. That stays inside ball 4. And he will be able to take off his shin guard and leave his bat at the plate. He's headed up to first base. First walk from the right-hander Reamer. And Lincoln Memorial has a base runner with an out in the fourth. Gives way to Mitch Petzel, who takes low and outside for ball 1. Petzel, a couple of hits in game 1 of this championship series. His 3rd hit came in his first and only plate appearance here in game 2. A single back in the 2nd inning. He was left at second base, though, in that frame. He's worked himself into a good count here at 2 balls and no strikes, and Rhett Jolly requests time and wants to chat with his star freshman, Bennett Reamer. 3 1/3 for the freshman of the year here in the South Atlantic Conference. Petzel has proven to be a tough out, particularly for Newberry here in the championship series. 3 hits in 5 tries. He takes fastball high for ball 3. After a 6-pitch walk of Ryan Kurth, Reamer in danger of walking back-to-back hitters here in the 4th inning, and he does. Fastball is outside, ball 4. 2 men aboard on balls outside the zone after Reamer entered this 4th inning with no walks to his line so far. And that'll draw a visit from the Newberry dugout. Neither team has had anybody stretching, even sitting down in the bullpens in foul ground, both up the first base and third base side. Reamer in his first true jam, probably of the afternoon. The run he gives up in the 3rd inning came with 2 outs. Carson Bowles' RBI single to left that scored Colin Goda. First time he'll work, though, with multiple runners on base. How does the freshman respond and answer the call? He'll face Jared Hancock. Rail Splitters catcher looking for his first hit of the championship series. 0 for 4 at the dish here at Smoky Stadium, and he takes outside again for ball 1. You figure at the plate right now for LMU, it's take till you get a strike, because Reamer has lost his command a little bit, similar to what Bobo had happened to him in the top half of this 4th. Reamer has this pitch get away from his catcher, Jolly, and the runners advance up to 2nd and 3rd. Looked like that could be handled by Jolly on a breaking ball. Didn't really go into a blocked stance here. We'll get another look at it. Tried to backhand it and just had that ball go underneath. It's a wild pitch. And now a base hit could tie this game up from Jared Hancock. 6 straight misses for Reamer, and this ball is an outside fastball that knocked the mitt of Jolly off his left hand. It's ball 3. I'd like to get another look at that. Fastball from Reamer just takes the glove off of the catcher, Jolly. 7 straight misses. Or 8 straight, I should say now, for Reamer. Make it 9. Bases are loaded, and LMU has not had to swing the bat. That's back-to-back 4-pitch walks as well for the South Atlantic Conference Freshman of the Year. And with the bases loaded, it's Colin Goda. He's got a hit last half inning, that single that he later came around to score on Carson Bowles' base hit. What can Goda do at the dish with the bases loaded? And finally, Reamer finds the zone, a strike across the plate. Newberry going to start to trot a couple of guys out toward the bullpen. The bases loaded and 1 out. Reamer's 0-1, an inside breaking pitch that just missed on the inside corner for ball 1. Bryce Peterson, the guy going to throw down and up the first base line. Our left-hander begins to actively throw. 1-1. Popped up right side. It'll venture out of play. Strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded for the Rail Splitters here in the bottom of the 4th inning. All 3 runners have reached via the walk. The 1-2 is hit out toward straightaway right field. LeBron has it. Runner will tag from 3rd. Kurth on his way. The throw is offline, and it's 3-2. Colin Goda delivers with a sacrifice fly to right. All the runners tag up. Kurth scores, and it's 3-2. Petzel moves to 3rd. Hancock up to 2nd base. That throw is maybe online from Jacob LeBron. That's a close play at the plate, but it was more up the first base line. And it drew Jolly away from home plate. A 3-2 game. And now Chris Hall at the top of the order. He's 0 for 2 here in game 2. And he takes outside for ball 1. Well, if Reamer can get out of this fourth inning and retire Hall, we'll certainly be glad to escape this fourth inning with just the one run across. 1-0, outside again, ball 2. Really only one game this year. 2-0 pitch, high, ball 3. Forced Jolly to leap up out of his catcher's stance. Really only one game this year Reamer struggled to find the zone. That was against Lenore Ryan on April 22nd. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs. He walked 6 Bear hitters in that start. 3-0 is a fastball with Hall taking all the way for strike 1. Outside of that, Reamer's been really good about keeping the walks to a low number. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. 4th walk of the inning. That is how Lincoln Memorial has gotten all of its base runners here in the inning. And the bases are loaded once again. It'll be Cameron Bowen. Pitch count now up to 68 for Reamer. He doesn't have anywhere to put Cameron Bowen. Can't afford to walk him, or this game could be tied. Right-hander sets and pitches. Outside again. Ball 1. Outside of Colin Goda in his plate appearance in the sacrifice fly, Reamer has not been able to get a first pitch strike, and it's now 2-0. "19 balls in the inning and 26 pitches thrown for the right-hander Reamer. 2-0 pitch. Outside again, ball 3, and he's getting a little frustrated. Saw a little glance toward the first base dugout and maybe a little bit of frustration where that spot was. 3-0. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch. High, ball 4, and the game is tied. The 5th walk of the inning by Bennett Reamer ties the game at 3. It's the 3rd 4-pitch walk of the inning as well. LMU has not recorded a base hit, but they've scored twice here in the 4th, and they still have the bases loaded. Bryce Peterson continues to throw. And now Carson Bowles, maybe the most dangerous LMU hitter at the plate. He's got a pair of singles here this afternoon. Trying to add to his RBI total this season as well as he swings at the first pitch fastball and fouls it back. But the way Reamer has thrown here in this 4th inning, I'm almost surprised to see Bowles swing away at that first pitch, even if it was going to be a strike. Right-hander comes set. The pitch is hit high out toward left field. Faircloth has a beat on it. Gets back to the warning track, a step in. He makes the catch. Inning over, but it's a productive inning for Lincoln Memorial. They draw 5 walks and score twice without recording a hit in the 4th. We're tied at 3 through 4 innings in Game 2 of the championship series here in the South Atlantic Conference on Flow Sports.
I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure.
Not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies. Education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
We are back where we started. A 3-3 game as we head to the top of the 5th inning. LMU scores twice. They are in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the freshman of the year in the South Atlantic Conference, Bennett Reamer, walked 5 rail splitters in the inning. Lincoln Memorial scored on a sacrifice fly and a bases-loaded walk on by Cameron Bowen to help level this game as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Ethan Bobo trots back to the mound as he gets ready for a 5th inning of work. In a 3-3 game, LMU has 4 base hits, Newberry has 5. Now how do the Wolves respond after the 3-run second? They've allowed 3 unanswered by the rail splitters. To tie this game, it'll be 2-3 and 4 due up. Jacob LeBron, Braylon Marine, and Henry Gibson. First pitch in from Bobo is a called strike to LeBron, who is 2 for 2. A pair of singles for the Newberry outfielder. Bobo gets into his windup. The 0-1 pitch just outside for ball 1. Couple of walks for Bobo so far. A strikeout to his line as well as he winds and delivers a 1-1 fastball that is lined foul. Over top the dugout, third base side for strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes to start the top of the 5th. Pitch is high to LeBron for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not a surprise to see this Lincoln Memorial team be able to reach via the base on balls. First in the South Atlantic Conference in that category this year. Line drive, back up the middle, base hit. Make it 3 singles for Jacob LeBron this afternoon. He's got himself a 3-hit afternoon, 6th hit for Newberry. And they've got the leadoff guy aboard to begin the 5th. Good piece of hitting here, right back up the middle. One hops into the outfield grass. First time today Newberry gets the leadoff guy aboard. How do they work with the leadoff guy aboard in LeBron, who's got plenty of speed out there at first base? The 2-time player of the year showing Bunny. Bunts it up the line at third. Nice play made by Harvey. Fielding it off the initial bounce, and he throws out Marine. It goes down as a sacrifice bunt for Braylon Marine, and a runner moves into scoring position with an out here in the inning. Good bunt from Marine, maybe a little bit high to his liking. Allowed Harvey to play it off that initial hop. Now Henry Gibson has a chance to try to drive in LeBron, who stands at second base. Gibson with 3 hits in this championship series. He takes a breaking pitch in from Bobo for a called strike. 1 for 2 tally today for the Newberry first baseman. Single coming back in that first inning. 2 hits and an RBI yesterday. 1 of 3 runs batted in for the Wolves in that Game 1 loss. Good lead here for LeBron at second. Bobo a couple of glances back and now pitches and misses outside. Ball 2. Or ball 1, I should say. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the top of the 5th. Newberry needs a victory here in Game 2 to force the winner-take-all game that'll be following this game, roughly 30 to 45 minutes after. If this game results in a Newberry victory, as Bobo goes back to second. Close play, quick tag from Bowen, but LeBron back safely. Have the shortstop Bowen shading more toward the bag at second, with the left-handed hitting Gibson at the plate. So it leaves that left side of the infield with a sizable hole to hit through if Gibson can go opposite field. That's where he hit his single back in the first inning. Takes another breaking pitch from Bobo for a called strike, 1-2. Jonathan Velez on deck. Heart of this Newberry order. Trying to help the Wolves get back in front after seeing their 3-run lead disappear. 1-2, stays a little bit upstairs. May have been a little outside as well, 2-2. First time Bobo will work with guys on base, or a guy in scoring position, I should say, since that second inning when he gave up 3 runs. Look back at the runner twice in the 2-2. Fouled back, protective swing by Gibson on an outside fastball that he's able to foul back. Keeps it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield shaded a little bit. The right fielder, Andrew Keene, is playing more toward the right center field gap, with the left-handed hitting Gibson at the plate. This fastball outside, ball 3. Quality AB right now from Henry Gibson. Fell behind 1-2. Has now worked to run this count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Bobo sets. A look back at the run of the pitch. Grounded right side. The second baseman Petzel over. He's up with it, and the play is made. 2 outs. LeBron moves to third with 2 outs. Jonathan Velez will dig in. Velez 0 for 2. After recording a pair of hits in yesterday's game, a fly out and a ground out in this game 2 today. He takes inside from Bobo for ball 1. That was pitch 70 for the right-hander as he tries to complete 5 innings for the second straight start. Next pitch in, called strike at the knees to Velez. 1-1. Bobo has gone 5 innings 5 times this year, hoping to get another one complete with an out of Velez here in the 5th. And he pumps in another strike to move the count to 1-2. Jacob LeBron began the inning with the leadoff single to center. A couple of ground outs have moved him to third. Can Velez deliver for the Wolves? 1-2 set for Bobo, the pitch. A high fastball that Velez stayed away from. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two set. And the pitch breaks into the dirt. Once again, Velez shows a good eye. Stays away from the pitch outside the strike zone. It's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs and a tie game in the 5th. The payoff. Inside, ball 4. Third walk from Ethan Bobo. Doesn't do much damage. You had the open base at first, but now runners at the corners. Went to the breaking ball on a 3-2, and it just stayed up on the right-hander Bobo. And that'll give Cade Faircloth a chance to swing with a couple of guys on base here in this 5th inning. Both these teams have sensed the importance of this game too. Obviously, yesterday's game was ultra important to get off to the good start, but as we go through the rest of this game too, from both sides, every pitch, every situation is meaningful. How about Rick getting into it? He likes the music that's being played right now. Camera crew's done a fine job all weekend, hanging in there with us. Despite delays, I think the delays are going to add up to be longer than the actual length of the game. But to go back to that initial point, you're going to see a lot of mound visits, a lot of discussions, and meaningful pitches made throughout these final 4.5 frames. Bobo with more meaningful pitches to come. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and he misses low to Faircloth for ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Bobo facing Faircloth for the 3rd time. He's got him to line out and ground out in his first 2 trips to the plate. Righty sets for a 1-0. Long pause and he pitches. Swing and a miss. Faircloth out in front of the breaking pitch for strike 1. Newberry has stranded 4 runners so far in this game. They stranded 7 yesterday. They've got 2 on here in the 5th. And 2 outs. The 1-1 runner takes off, swing and a miss. And Velez is going to walk into second base. Hancock did not want to throw that down, because I think Velez was going to try to get his way into a rundown and get that runner from third, LeBron, to sneak in home before Velez was tagged out. Wisely, Hancock held up with his throw. Velez into second base with a stolen bag. And now 2 strikes, 2 in scoring position, 2 outs in the 5th. The pitch. Ground ball to short. Softly hit. Charging and misplaying it is Bowen. LeBron scores. It's 4-3 Wolves. It wasn't hit all that well from Cade Faircloth, but the way this ball just kind of bounced on the edge of the infield grass, and the ball bounced off the mid of Bowen. A run scores on the infield single to short. I don't know if Bowen maybe gets Faircloth on that softly hit ball, but certainly he would like to have that back and at least give himself a chance to make a good throw. Instead, Newberry regains the lead. And Rhett Jolly can extend the inning. Runners once again on the corners. Velez to third. As Bobo picks to first, Faircloth back on a close play. Bobo thought he had him, but instead Faircloth back safely on a head-first dive. How about the way the last 3 runs of the game have been scored? A sacrifice fly, bases loaded walk, now an infield single. First pitch on the way to Jolly, an inside fastball with the runner taking off. And once again, Faircloth, I should say, will get about 3/4 of the way to the bag at second and then walk his way the rest of the way there. Stolen bag for Faircloth. His 11th of the year. Strike 1 on Jolly. 2 in scoring position now. And a lot of speed out there for the Wolves. 0-1. Breaking pitch outside, a little bit low for ball 1. Seen both of these pitchers all of a sudden come a little frustrated maybe with where they have located pitches, or maybe pitches that initially have maybe been called strikes that maybe aren't, or just outside. High fastball, 2-1. Pitch count into the 80s now for the right-hander Bobo as he tries to bear down and get out of this 5th inning. An inning that has only seen Newberry record 2 base hits. One to start the inning in Faircloth's base hit just a moment ago, and he's at second. Right-hander sets for a 2-1. Swing and a miss. Second time Jolly fans at a pitch in this AB. Strike two swinging. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Here we are once again. Bobo a strike away from getting out of this 5th inning. LMU has run a couple of guys down the third baseline to begin loosening. Tyler Boyd out there. Check that, Colin Murphy, the one throwing for Lincoln Memorial, are beginning to stretch. 2-2 set for Bobo. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. The pitch is grounded to third. It's a foul ball, despite Harvey making the good throw to first. Ball is ruled foul. Right on the line. Get another look at it here. High chopper. Yeah, that's foul. Clearly foul. A lot closer maybe initially. But Harvey fields that in foul ground. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rhett Jolly. The catcher is 0 for 1 here in game 2. Has a chance for his first hit here in game 2 of the championship series. It'd be a meaningful one. The pitch. Line, drive toward the right side. Newberry bullpen coming into play, and it reaches the first row and out of play. Second straight foul ball from Jolly, who stays alive. Third batter, Bobo has been able to get to a 2-strike count here with 2 outs. Line drive, 1 hopper into the mid of Petzelli. Fields and throws to Kurth, inning over. But the Wolves grab a run. An infield base hit from Cade Faircloth allows Newberry to regain the lead. It's 4-3. Does LMU have an answer? Find out after this here on Flow Sports.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Four 4-3 game here in game 2 of the championship series. Andrew Rogers, glad to have you alongside here on Flow Sports. Newberry got off to the quick start, a 3-run second inning. LMU chipped away 1 run in the third, a pair of runs in the 4th inning to tie the game after 4 innings at 3. And Newberry was able to strike back in the top half of this 5th inning with a run to go ahead by a 4-3 tally. Now LMU back to the dish. Andrew Keene will lead things off, 4, 5, and 6. Caston Harvey and Ryan Kurth to follow as Keene wastes no time and swings and misses at a fastball for strike 1. Interested to see how Reamer responds after the 5-walk 4th inning. Gets another swing and a miss by Keene, who's behind at 0-2 quickly. Reamer works fast and misses outside on a fastball. Looking to hit that outside corner. Just missed ball 1. Keene, a 3-hit Game 1 performance, 0 for 2 so far today. He's hit into 2 ground ball outs. This ball is misplayed by Marine. I think on the exchange, and Keene will reach. Was in perfect position to field that, and Marine on his way up with it. Did not make a clean exchange, and so Andrew Keene reaches on the fielding error by Braylon Marine. Runner takes off, throw down, and the ball is bobbled, I think, by Lugo. Either way, Keene is in there safely, stolen base. His 16th bag swiped this year. And he's into second base. Throw was in time. Yeah, that ball popped out of the mid of Lugo. On the tag, 1-0 to Harvey is fouled back. Strike one. 16th error this year for Braylon Marine at short. One set for the freshman Reamer, and he'll pick back to second. Throw behind Lugo. That ball nearly ended up in center field. Instead, Jamar makes a good play and keeps the ball in the infield. 1-1 strike to the third baseman, Caston Harvey. Good jump. Keene's headed for third. Throw down. Got him. It didn't matter that Andrew Keene had a phenomenal jump. Rhett Jolly shoots him down at third. Look at that. He got a great secondary, took off, but an excellent throw from Jolly, and Velez applies the tag. 1 out. 2-1 strike count on Harvey. Clears the bases now, and now it's 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Harvey, who's 0 for 2, and he'll take ball 4 low. And LMU has another base runner. That'll bring in Ryan Kurth, who is 0 for 1. One of the first things one of the older coaches I had in high school said was, if you're on the bases, you never want to make the first or third out, first or final out of an inning at third base. Just because it sometimes can ruin the rhythm of how an offense is flowing in the inning. LMU had a guy in scoring position. Keene gunned down at third, though. Harvey reaches and has to dive back twice on pickovers by Reamer. See if LMU can figure out a way to make things happen here in the 5th. Swing and a miss by Kurth for strike 1. If Keene doesn't take off for third, we're looking at a situation where there are runners at first and second, maybe a sacrifice opportunity for Kurth. Instead, just the runner at first and 1 out. Reamer's 0-1. Stays inside. 4-1. 1-1 strike. Bryce Peterson was throwing last inning. No activity right now for the Wolves as Reamer approaches 90 pitches. 1-1 set in the pitch home. A high fastball above the hands to Kurth for ball 2. 6 walks for Reamer in this start. Ties his season high. And he'll pick back over to first. 4th time he has done that in this sequence, facing Kurth with Harvey at first. Harvey does have some speed and is willing to take off. Now the 2-1 home is a swing and a miss, strike two. Harvey 14 of 15 in stolen bases, third most for guys in the starting 9 in the lineup today for Justin Haywood's group. 2-2 set, the pitch. Fly ball right field. LeBron backtracks a couple of steps, makes the catch above his cap. 2 outs. Kurth gives it a ride, but LeBron positioned well to make the catch. 2 gone for Mitch Petzl. First pitch to Petzl, a fastball that he disagrees with. Thought maybe it was a little bit high. Instead, it's a called strike one. OMU looking for a base hit here with 2 outs in the 5th. Last time they've recorded a hit, got to go back to the 3rd inning. They had a pair of hits in that frame. Didn't need to record a hit in the 4th to score twice. Ground ball to short. Marine has a chance for redemption. He bobbles it, sticks with it, and flips it to Lugo at second. Good play from the 2-time SAC Player of the Year. He stays with it, flips to Lugo, and the inning is over. 4-3 through 5. Newberry clinging to a 1-run lead in Game 2 of the SAC Championship Series here on Flow Sports.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For the top of the 6th inning, Newberry leads 4-3. Scoring that run in the 5th inning to get the Wolves back in front. Here to take you through the final 4 frames of Game 2, Michael Watrang.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Here in the 6th inning, and Newberry will have 8-9 and 1-2 up to the plate, leading it 4-3 after leading 3-0. LMU tied the score, and the Wolves lead it by a run here in the 6th. And Ethan Bobo, his 87th pitch of the day, misses inside to Jesse Free for ball 1. Well, the weather has turned into a nice day here on this Monday afternoon. 1 ball and no strikes. Bobo pitches. And here's a line shot down the left field line. Hall hustling over in front of the warning track. He's there to reach up and make the grab. Good play by Chris Hall. He got a great jump on that smash into left field. And the first man retired here to start off the 6th inning. And with 1 out and nobody aboard, it'll bring the right-handed hitting Jomar Lugo to the plate. Lugo has a squeeze bunt and a walk in his 2 trips so far in this ball game. Great to have you on board. Michael Watrang with you with our entire crew here at Smoky Stadium. Right-hander kicks and fires, and Lugo takes high on this pitch. And the count moves to 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Lugo. Just 2 hits so far in the tournament, but productive in other ways as Bobo pitches, and that pitch is in there for a called strike to even it up at a ball and a strike. Well, the 2 teams have combined to leave 13 runners on base so far. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. That misses down and away, 2-1. Newberry out hitting LMU 7-4 here today. Right-hander's 2-1 pitch. Low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. It's great to have you on board for this one. Can Newberry force a winner-take-all game 3, or does Lincoln Memorial seal it up? 3-1. Low and outside, ball 4. This has been one of those games where both sides, I'm sure their coaches and have had to talk about the inability to throw strikes at one point or another in this ball game. Bobo throws to first. Definitely one of those games where you've cut your nose off to spite your face, because Bobo has now walked 4 in the game, and Reamer has walked 6 unforced errors. The right-hander pitches, and that one is on the inside corner for a strike with a fastball, 0-1. Here to Donovan Ford, who's 1 out of 3 so far this weekend. Bobo stretches, and the right-hander checks first base. And now he pitches. Ford checks his swing, didn't hold up in time, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Well, with all the great stolen base artists on this Newberry roster, Lugo isn't necessarily one of those. 5 steals, but been caught stealing 3 times. So inefficiency from him. And a modest lead over at first base. Ford in a 2-strikes-to-nothing hole. Bobo stretches. Now he turns it loose. And Ford skies one out to right field. Keene with plenty of time to camp underneath it. Black leather mitt into the air, and splashing down into it is the white baseball. Retreating back to first is Lugo. And now one of the hottest hitters in this tournament, Jacob LeBron, will stand in. He has hits in each of his last 4 at-bats, including all 3 so far today. It's been a singles machine so far in the championship series. 5 singles. He's also been hit by a pitch. 4-3 Newberry on top here in the 6th inning. Newberry 4 runs, 7 hits, an error, and 6 left on base. LMU 3 runs, 4 hits, 7 left aboard. Bobo stretches out there on the Smoky Stadium mound. 97th pitch of the day on hold again as Lugo draws another toss over there. Newberry has stolen 4 bases in this game. That obviously a strong suit. 36th time in 50 games in which they've stolen multiple bases. Bobo pauses once more. Now he pitches, and he yanks a fastball inside for ball 1. This is the 20th time that Newberry has stolen at least 4. That's in 50 games. That's 40% if you're doing the math at home. One 0 to LeBron. Takes inside again, 2-0. Newberry 16-3, in which they are able to score or steal at least 4 bases. Lugo, a 1-out walks, leads at first. 2-0 here to LeBron. Bobo pitches. LeBron takes, and this one bounces to the backstop. Lugo will get into scoring position as the count has gone to 3 balls and no strikes. That should be a wild pitch on the right-hander. It gets Lugo into scoring position. There hasn't been necessarily a high volume of these opportunities, but Newberry has been extremely successful. 3 out of 6 with a runner at second or third base in this game. LeBron trying to keep things rolling along. He's in the driver's seat, 3-0. Bobo's 100th pitch of the day. On the way, and LeBron takes high and away, ball 4. Newberry has 2 on, and the 2-time reigning Conference Player of the Year, Braylon Marine, coming to the plate. And Colin Murphy seems to be ready to roll down in the bullpen. Started throwing in the last inning. And taking a look at the LMU dugout, they haven't officially made any choice yet, but now here comes Justin Haywood out of the dugout. And I think that's going to be the end of the line for Bobo. Newberry leads it by a run, 4-3 here in the 6th. Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. LMU leading it a game to none. Well, Haywood having a one-on-one chat with Bobo. The sophomore from Marietta, Georgia, out of Hillgrove High School. Has been such a strong starting pitcher for LMU this season. Gary Keller breaks up the meeting on the mound, but Haywood has still yet to make a choice. And he is going to leave his sophomore out there. Bobo will stay in this baseball game and get an opportunity against Braylon Marine, the league's top hitter. Bobo, great last year, 14 appearances, 3.53 ERA. Solid again this year in a starting rotation. And here's Marine. 0 out of 2 with a sacrifice so far today. 4-3 Newberry in the 6th. Righty on right-hand batter. Time called. As Marine climbs into the batter's box. Slightly open stance. Rests the bat on his shoulders. Bobo sets. He pitches, and Marine takes an off-speed pitch down and away for ball 1. Well, Marine stayed at Newberry, despite perhaps some chances to transfer for moments like these. The league's top hitter this season. 1 ball, no strikes. Bobo comes set. Checks second base. Right-hander turns it loose. Marine takes high and tight. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield playing straight away. 2 outs. Bobo pauses the 2-0. Fastball right over the heart of the plate for a strike, 2-1. Bobo studies the sign of Hancock. Murphy ready to go in the bullpen, but this fully on Bobo right now. The young right-hander as the sign. Here's the 2-1. Drifts down and away on a breaking pitch, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, big pitch here. Marine will be hunting a fastball. Bobo's ready to go. 2 men on, 2 outs the pitch, and that nearly hit him. Fastball high and tight, and the Conference Player of the Year draws a walk. 3rd walk of the inning for Bobo. Newberry has the bases loaded. That's the 6th walk now for Bobo, and that is the end of the line for the right-hander. LMU going to the bullpen. We'll tell you about Colin Murphy when we come back. Newberry a chance to blow it open, leading 4-3 in Game 2 of the championship series.
Camera.
Oh, at me. Okay, let's get started. When you're first looking at where to go to school, what were you searching for?
Well, when I first started searching, I knew I wanted to go to a place where I wouldn't feel limited.
Where I wouldn't just grow as an athlete, but I'd also learn everything that I needed to know to launch my own business.
Somewhere that would truly prepare me for the real world, for what I was going to do next. Where I could grow as an artist and develop my craft.
I wanted to go to a place where I wouldn't be just another number. A place where people really knew me.
Where over time, I would become a leader. Somewhere that would show me all that I can be.
Somewhere that believed in me.
Somewhere that after I left, I would be proud of the person that I became. And I found that place
At Coker.
Newberry has loaded the bases thanks to 3 walks. And the first team to go into the bullpen is Lincoln Memorial, the number 6 seed, leading the series 1-0. And they call upon a sophomore right-hander from Louisville Trinity High School in Kentucky, a football powerhouse, Colin Murphy. Murphy is making his 19th appearance of the year. He's 3-1 with a 3.29 ERA. Strikeouts are his cup of tea, 46 of them this season. Didn't strike out anybody against Wingate last weekend in 2 appearances, but didn't give up an earned run in those 2 apps. And the right-hander Murphy is on in relief, and he will get ready to go here against Henry Gibson with the bases juiced. And 2 outs. Well, let's see how Gibson performs. Base hit in 3 tries so far today. And Murphy, one of the best that LMU has in that stable of great relievers. We'll go to work with the bases juice. 4-3 Newberry in the 6th. Murphy's first pitch. Gibson rolls over it to the first base side. Kurth picks it. Overhand toss to Murphy, covering the bag. He's there in time, and he needs just 1 pitch to get out of the bases loaded jam in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Newberry on top by a run. LMU will try to change that when we come back here on Flow Sports.
I chose LMU because I wanted doors to open for me. For my future to have endless possibilities. To know I could become anything I wanted to be. Objection, Your Honor. I always wanted to say that. So whether I wanted to be a veterinarian, a high school teacher, let's turn to page 32, or a successful dentist, I knew LMU would help me get there. All I had to do was open the door.
Bottom of the 6th inning we go here at Smoky Stadium with Lincoln Memorial a game-0 lead in the championship series. They trail it by a run. And Bennett Reamer back to work. How about him? 5 innings, 6 walks, 4 hits, 3 earned runs. But he's back out there at 90 pitches to throw this 6th inning for Russell Triplett's group. And it'll be Jared Hancock, Colin Goda, and Chris Hall, 8-9-1 in this LMU lineup. They have not led in this game. The pitch is a check swing roller right back to the mound. Bremer picks, takes a couple slide steps to wait for Gibson to get to the bag, and throws over to first to get Hancock on 1 pitch to begin the 6th. Jammed him on a pitch inside, and Hancock just couldn't lay off, and Bremer will take that all day long. Quick, easy outs. So here's Colin Goda. Base hit and a sacrifice fly. He's also scored a run, been productive in the 9th slot. Bremer starts him with a fastball at the knees for a strike to get ahead at 0-1. Newberry scored 3 times in the second. LMU tied it with a run in the third and 2 in the fourth. As Goda flies this one out to left field. Faircloth with plenty of space in front of the warning track. Squeezes it. Newberry regained the lead on an infield single by Faircloth in the fifth. And that's where we stand now at 4-3 in favor of the regular season champs. Chris Hall will get his turn. He's 0 out of 2 with a walk. Reamer had that brutal fourth inning through 21 balls in a 30-pitch fourth. Gave up 2 runs despite walking 5 in that inning as Hall spikes one out towards center field. That's in for a base hit. He's got another knock in the championship series after he had a couple last night and is aboard for the 6th time in these first 2 games. A 2-out single to center. 5th hit overall on the day for Lincoln Memorial. And Cameron Bowen, who drew a bases-loaded walk in the fourth, will stand in here in the bottom of the 6th inning of a 4-3 ball game. Nobody throwing right now in Newberry's bullpen, but some movement going on down there. Reamer throws the first base. Hall back. Right-hander pauses and now throws the first once more. All 6 stolen bases. He's only been caught stealing once. And just an impressive year that Hall has had. He didn't play a whole lot at the beginning of the season. And now the leadoff hitter for a team that is 1 win away from punching a ticket to the NCAA tournament. If you look at Hall at the beginning of the season, he had just 11 at-bats in February. Reamer now pitches, and Bowen swings and misses. And then in March, he only played in 3 games in all of March. Broke out against Carson-Newman with 3 hits and 8 at-bats, including a triple and a double. Hall draws another throw. And then he really started turning things on. Back-to-back multi-hit games here in the tournament. 1 strike pitch. Bowen fouls it back into the right. 0-2 the count. And that element to the top of this lineup has proved to be a game-changing aspect of Lincoln Memorial, a team that's won 9 consecutive games. The 0-2 high this time around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Modest lead for Hall with the count at 2 strikes. And 1 ball. Reamer delivering. Swing and miss. Strike 3. Beats him with a slider. Bowen down swinging. Reamer with his 3rd punch out. He's fired up as he heads back to the dugout. And Newberry maintains the edge. 4-3 ball game. We go to the 7th here at Smoky Stadium.
Just a little scrape.
What if you let go of fear?
Let's get back on track.
Let go of doubt. Live for the now. Follow your passions. Challenge your thinking. Learn something new. Whether that's in the classroom, on the field, or in your service to others. At Wingate, you can explore close to 40 majors. Get the faculty support you need to thrive with an average class size of less than 25. Experiment, engage, push harder, and turn your enthusiasm for learning into the power to make a difference.
Jonathan Velez leads off the 7th inning for top-seeded Newberry here in the second game of this best-of-3 series in the championship. Velez 0 out of 2 with a walk, and right-hander Murphy back to work. This is low and outside. Got out of a bases-loaded jam. Reaching a ground ball from the cleanup batter, Henry Gibson. And the 6th inning on the one pitch that he's thrown. It's over for Ethan Bobo. 1-0. High and tight, 2 balls and a strike. Close the book. On Bobo, 5 2/3, 4 earned, 7 hits, 6 walks, 1 strikeout. He threw just 56 of his 105 pitches for strike. 2-0 the count. The pitch is in on the outside corner of the fastball for a strike. And the count at 2-1. Murphy, the right-hander, delivering. And that pitch is in there at the knees for a strike. Right-hander kicks and fires, and a foul ball punished off to the right-hand side. They count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Jonathan Velez. Right, pitches, and that ball's fouled back into the screen. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. I don't know what it is, a foul ball as it goes to the backstop to hold it at 2-2. So Velez gets hit by a pitch. And with the score 4-3 Newberry, the leadoff man on base here in the 7th inning. Cade Faircloth will step to the plate here in this 7th frame. Newberry could use some insurance here in game number 2, and now the umpires will come together to have a conversation about what just transpired. I'm not 100% sure what they could be talking about at this point. Clearly hit Velez. Didn't really need to do much to get out of the way of that pitch. So after the umpires have the conversation out there, they come to terms with whatever the conversation was that Justin Haywood was asking about. And leadoff man on base after the hit batter. So with the leadoff man aboard, here comes Cade Fairchild. Right-hander pitches, and Faircloth squares to bunt, backs away, and it takes strike 1. One strike and nothing to count here to Faircloth. Murphy pitches. It is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander out there on the slab. Staring down the sign here from Hancock. Velez, just 3 steals this year. The pitch. Faircloth bunts it. It's in the air, but it backspins, avoids the hands of Hancock, and everybody's safe. Well, that's just a fortuitous bounce for Newberry. It was bunted into the air, not very far in front of the plate. It reached the grass and had backspin on it. Hancock tried to get there in time, and as he was ready to field it, it went right through his wickets with some backspin, and that allows everybody to reach. That'll be an error by Hancock. Faircloth aboard, and 2 on, and nobody out for Rhett Jolly. He bunts and misses low, does Murphy. And with a count of 1 ball and no strikes, a prime chance here for this Newberry Ball Club to get something taken care of. Righty on right-hand batter, the 1-0. Misses outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes. Jolly now does bunt it. Third base side, it's flawless. Harvey picks, throws to the second baseman, Petzelt, covering at first for the out. Velez to third. Faircloth to second. It is a 5-4 put out on the SAC bunt. And runners in scoring position for Jesse Free.
Well, Michael, this is a big spot in this game. 1-run game, final 3 innings, 2 guys in scoring position. Newberry gets insurance here. They feel better about how they enter these final 3 innings. They come up empty. It's a whole different game. Lincoln Memorial has renewed life almost to keep this at a 1-run game. Even if it's a 2-run game, you only allow 1 run here. It could be the game, really, when you think about how things play out here in game 2.
Well, the infield comes in for Lincoln Memorial, sensing just what you're saying. Critical moment. And at this point in the game, Jesse Free at the plate. Murphy pitches, and a breaking ball is low. Hancock smothers. Ball 1. Free, 1 out of 3 so far today. Has singled and scored in his 3 trips. 4-3, top-seeded Newberry on top in the 7th. Murphy settles and pitches, and that misses inside. Free brings the hands right into his body. It's 2-0. Jomar Lugo waits in the on-deck circle. 2 balls and no strikes to count. The right-hander settles the 2-0. Free swings and fouls it back. Saws it back to the screen. Count moves to 2-1. LMU has sent Matthew Delph and Brennan Murphy down in the bullpen to get warmed up here in the 7th. Infield in, sun shining at the ballpark. The 2-1. Bounces up there. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, both sides have had some opportunities in this game. Can Newberry bust this thing open? They led 3-0 early in this one. They lead it 4-3 here in the 7th. Murphy pitches, and it's nowhere close. Way up and away, ball 4. And the bases are loaded for Jomar Lugo. Lugo has walked in each of his last 2 trips to the plate. He has a squeeze bunt as well this afternoon. And in game 2 of this 3-game series, Newberry can really pull away. I mentioned it last night. Lincoln Memorial has 16 losses this year by 28 total runs. They've played a boatload of tight games. 10 losses by just a run. out of their 16 for the year. Corner infield in the pitch. Breaking ball snaps at the knees. First strike, 0-1. Well, the middle infield will look for a double play ball. They'll also concede a run if they can only get an out. Corner infield will look for the forced play at the plate. Bases loaded here for Lugo. Murphy, first base side, pitches. And that hits the belt on the inner half for a strike. And Murphy has gotten ahead here at no balls and 2 strikes. We have Donovan Ford awaiting in the on-deck circle, the team leader in multi-hit games. 0-2 the count. The pitch. Lugo sharply out to short. Bowen picks, underhands to second. Petzelt 1 over to first. That is a double play ball. Prime time twin killing. Murphy works out of a jam and helps his club out. 6, 4, 3, the twin killing. And it's a 1-run game at stretch time here in Game 2 of the championship series.
Tusculum University is the right choice for your degree.
Your professors will know you, and you will meet students from all over the world.
You can do cutting-edge research.
You'll have fun.
And best of all, you can afford it.
We offer associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees and more than 60 majors and minors within a caring Christian environment. Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Hummel, the president of Tusculum University, and I invite you to become a pioneer, a member of the Tusculum family.
I'll tell you what, Colin Murphy has come in twice. Bases loaded, big pitches. Ends the 6th with a ground out and gets a double play to end the 7th. And Reamer out there, and the first pitch that right-handed hitting Carson Bowles sees, he flies to left. And Faircloth makes the grab, and there's one away quickly here in the bottom of the 7th. Bennett Reamer back out. 99 pitches now on the day through 6 1/3 innings. And you talk about big performances. He walked 5 in the 4th. LMU mustered just 2 runs. Here's Andrew Keene. He's 0 out of 3 today. Reamer works quickly. Here's a sharply hit ground ball that tests Marine at short. Plucks, throws, and retires Keene. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 7th. And Caston Harvey will try to extend this inning, not just from a getting on base perspective, but make Reamer throw more pitches as he just crests triple digits. And there's nobody throwing right now in the Newberry bullpen. And Reamer has really settled in. He's retired 7 of the last 8 that he's seen. And Harvey will have a conversation with one of his assistants, the third base coach, trying to slow down this right-hander. Well, Reamer standing behind the mound, and this is clearly a tactical choice to try to slow him down. Now, Justin Haywood said that he put together a very challenging schedule because he thought that this team could handle it. They tried to play a tough schedule to get to a regional. Well, they control their destiny to get to one. Reamer pitches and zips a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Working the high hat and the spectacles. And he's into his motion again, the 0-1. Slashed foul into the seats first base side, 0-2. 4-3, top-seeded Newberry on top, trying to force a winner-take-all game 3. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's fouled straight back. Count holds it 2 strikes and nothing. Now, you talk about maturity on a young team. Reamer showcasing that. 2-strike pitch. Just high with this breaking ball. It's 1-2. How many pitchers of any age would have been bounced after that rough 4th inning? Not the case for Reamer. The 1-2. Foul ball again off of first. Down holds it a ball and 2 strikes. Reamer has the sign, and the right-hander pitches, and it's fouled back once more. Good sequence going here between pitcher and batter. One ball, 2 strikes. Reamer pitches. And here's a high fly ball down the left field line, hooking into the corner. Faircloth looks. It is out of here. Carson-Harvey has tied the score with a solo blast. His 6th of the year makes it a 4-4 game in the 7th. On a 1-2 pitch, Harvey deposits one in the seats. And Reamer, who had been cooking, will now have to go to work on Ryan Kurth. And Kurth takes high and tight for a ball. Second time today, LMU is tracked back to tie the score. Here's the 1-0. Kurth swings and misses. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. 2 outs. Nobody on. The pitch. Missed outside, and now the bullpen is active for Newberry. They have both a right-hander and a left-hander throwing. The pitch on the outside corner with this fastball. Righty pitches. He misses high and tight. Runs the count full at 3-2. Reamer working quickly. As the sign, and here's the payoff pitch. Hit in the air to right. Hustling over LeBron in front of the warning track, angling towards the corner. He's there to squeeze it to end the inning. But a big fly from Carson-Harvey. And we start anew as we go to the 8th, tied at 4 here at Smoky Stadium.
This is Catawba College, where you can feel at home for the next 4 years. This is where your tomorrow takes shape.
If you want to transform into the person you have the potential to be,
if you aspire to inspire the world around you and others, if you want to discover a sense of belonging and make it what you want, there's a place for you here.
Catawba College is waiting. Are you ready?
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
It's an entertaining weekend of baseball at Smoky Stadium in the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championships. Lincoln Memorial seeking its 4th championship. Newberry looking for its 2nd and its 1st in 24 years. And we go to the 8th of Game 2 with LMU on top 1-0 in the series. And it is a 4-4 game. Colin Murphy back to work. He's gotten 4 outs so far, and Donovan Ford at the plate. The first pitch misses below the knees for ball 1. Ford 1 out of 4 so far today for one of the league's top hitters. 1-0 pitch on the way. And that misses. Down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Ford hitting .404 for the season. His on-base percentage is .486. He gets aboard as frequently as anybody. 2-0. That one gets the bottom of the zone with a fastball. 2-1. Well, Newberry has had the bases loaded in the last 2 innings and haven't gotten a run. Both coming with an out and 2 outs. Ford takes another fastball that hits the kneecaps. 2-2. Newberry has left 11 on base in the game. And here in the 8th, tied at 4. Murphy pitches, and that stays high and tight. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now you have Jacob LeBron awaiting in the on-deck circle. And now it looks like Russell Triplett is arguing that that pitch hit Ford. I didn't see Ford really react in any way. And Gary Keller will get everybody together to have a quick word about this one. Yeah, it doesn't look close when we get a look at the replay. That it was anywhere near Ford's elbow. And I don't think that we're going to see anything. And Russell Triplett is going to ask for a review. Coaches, get 2 of them. You maintain your reviews if you get them right. And the umpires will convene to have a conversation about what they see upstairs. There's nothing that we saw from the angles that we just glanced at that there would be a hit batter in that situation. Bobby Dunnigan is your crew chief. He's the one with the headset on. It was inside, and I mean, Ford didn't react at all. I mean, I guess now that they really slow it down, it's a little bit closer than I think. But it looks like Ford was able to tuck that arm in before it got to him. So Colin Murphy on the mound will throw back and forth with Hancock. And they will review this one to make sure that they get this call right. As it stands, the call on the field, no hit batter, 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man for Newberry here in the 8th. Newberry looking for a 40th win this season. Had a 6-game winning streak snapped yesterday, losing 11-5 to LMU in the opening game of this tournament. So now they take a look at it from a third angle as well, and you exhaust everything that you have to try to make this determination on whether or not it hit Ford. And I just have to go back to the way that Ford reacted, and didn't seem like he had any kind of reaction whatsoever to it.
Either way, I think it's a good challenge because there's nobody out, and if you do win the challenge, you put a guy like Donovan Ford out there on the bases, who is, you know, one of the fastest guys in the conference, over 40 stolen bases. So at the worst, you lose a challenge, you're this deep into the game, you still have another if you need it. But yeah, I would be surprised if this gets overturned.
Well, the umpires break loose. And indeed, they do say 3 balls and 2 strikes. He did not hit the batter. And the call on the field stands as called. 4-4 ball game. Newberry led 3-0 after 2.5. LMU tied it at 3 through 4. Newberry regained the lead at 4-3 in the 5th, and Caston Harvey just homered in the bottom of the 7th to pull even at 4-apiece. 3-2 on Ford. Murphy pitches, and that one goes to the backstop. Ford will take off to first base. Hancock gets to it as Ford takes a short turn around first. And Ford, who has already stolen a base in this game, is a leadoff base runner here in the 8th. wonder how much that delay might have caused anything like that for Murphy, as he was nowhere close to the zone. And now you have to deal with Jacob LeBron, who's been on base in 5 consecutive plate appearances. 4 straight hits before a walk in the 6th. He's been on base all 4 times. 4-4 game here in the 8th. Left-hand hitter at the plate. Murphy pitches. LeBron squares. And it costs him a strike right down the middle for a called strike 1. Russell Triplett has talked about it. This is an unselfish team. And even though LeBron's swinging a good stick right now, the bunt could be in order. The 0-1, another square. Backs away. This one a little high. 1 ball and 1 strike. And LMU has several bodies down in the bullpen, and now another right-hander will start to get loose. Murphy, LeBron squares. Runner takes off. LeBron flares one, shallow left center. On to get it is Goda in the alleyway. The center fielder puts a squeeze on it, and retreating back to first is Ford. Trying to do the old butcher boy right there. Show the bunt, bring it back, take a hack. And LeBron just couldn't quite hit a line drive. Otherwise, that could have been flawlessly executed. David Bryan Ellison, the man that has started to get loose down in the bullpen for LMU in a 4-4 game, and the Conference Player of the Year, Braylon Marine, at the plate. First pitch to him, right down the middle of the fastball for strike 1. Marine 0 out of 2 with a walk here in this game. 1 out, 1 man on. Murphy pauses, now pitches, and Marine spoils one, fouling it off at first base. He's in an 0-2 hole. Ford gets the lead at first base. Murphy turns it loose. There goes Ford, and it's fouled back to the screen. Marine got a fastball out over the plate and able to foul it back. It's been a dandy of a performance so far by Murphy. Murphy's had a fairly consistent year, just 1 rough outing. That was against Emory and Henry on April 22nd. 3 earned and 3 2/3. Walked 4. Another 0-2 pitch on the way. And Marine strikes out swinging. Got a fastball down the middle and couldn't catch up to it. Murphy's got the punch out. So with Marine down swinging, here's Henry Gibson, who's 1 out of 4. Four game here in the 8th. Right-hand pitcher ready to go. There goes Ford. The pitch is taken up and away for a ball and no chance to get Ford. He quickly turns, and a good alert play by the second baseman, Petzelt, to get to that baseball as it ricocheted off of Bowen's glove and skirted over towards left center field. Second steal of the day for Ford. 42 now on the season. And Ford was thinking about heading over to third base as quickly as he could. Instead, it's a ball and no strikes. Right-hand pitcher will come set on the first base side of the slab. The pitch. Gibson takes up and away. 2-0 the count. Right-hand pitcher ready. Needs a strike. Here's the 2-0. Gibson flies it left field on a line. Hall comes on, leans forward, both hands up, makes the catch in front of his chest to end the inning. Well, Hall was perfectly placed that time around. And Newberry strands a 12th man on base. Tied at 4 to the last of the 8th we go.
Sure, we've been around a while. 171 years to be exact. Founded on the banks of a creek. This creek, Mossy Creek. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are found here and here and here and here and also here in the classroom, on the field. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are family on a journey of discovery.
I found my passion.
I found my calling.
I found family.
I found a way to lead. I found a place to call my own.
I found purpose.
There's something for everyone.
We are.
We are.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Bennett Reamer grinded through 7 innings of baseball. Gives up 4 earned runs on 6 hits and 6 walks. He strikes out 3. Throws 113 pitches, and he gives way to Trevor Linneman, a 6'6", 215-pound sophomore from Welford, South Carolina, is summoned from the bullpen for the 15th time this year. Walks have been an issue. 17 of them this year, 19 and a third innings. But he's given up just 1 run in his last 6 appearances. Lincoln Memorial leads this series 1-0. They can win the tournament with a win here. Tied at 4 in the last of the 8th. Mitch Petzl at the plate. The first pitch to him is high and tight with a fastball for ball 1. A right-handed hitter, a single, a walk, and a fielder's choice as his hitting streak extend to 10. 1-1 coming here from Linneman. High fly ball, shallow left, fair cloth in, camping, reaching with both hands to his left shoulder to squeeze it and retire the leadoff man here in the 8th. Now Jared Hancock. Hancock, pop out, ground out, and a walk. That's just 1 hit in 16 at-bats in the tournament. But how often do you see in postseason play somebody like this kickstart an offense? We're tied at 4 in Game 2 of the championship series. LMU leads at 1-0. The right-hander pitches, and the first pitch is in there with a fastball for strike 1. Well, both starting pitchers dealt with control issues, but they give their teams chances to win. Linneman lifts the leg and fires, and it's fouled back. Linneman gets ahead at 0-2. Well, last night these two teams were here all day. Game didn't get started until 22 minutes late. When it happened, we played 16 minutes, then sat through a 4-hour and 24-minute lightning delay. Game didn't end till 11:56 local time. Linneman's 0-2. Well outside as it bounces up there, 1-2. All told, from the time the game started to the game ended, 7 hours, 34 minutes. Action was being played for 3 hours and 10 of those minutes. Linneman pauses here with a 1-2. Here it is. Hancock shoots it into right field, hustling over LeBron, angling towards the fence. He's there to squeeze it, retiring Hancock. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th. And Colin Goda has had a nice day. Single, stole a base, and scored in the 2nd. Sacrifice fly in the 3rd, and he's flown to left. 4-4 game here in the 8th. Game 2 of the best-of-3 series. LMU the lone win so far. Newberry trying to end a 24-year championship drought. LMU looking to win a fourth in the last decade. The right-hander kicks the leg and pitches, and that misses low and outside for ball one. Goda at one point this season was the team's everyday leadoff hitter. Now he mans the bottom of the lineup. 1-0 pitch. Popped up on the infield, back behind the plate. It is Jolly calling, and Velez calls him off, squeezes it, and it ends the inning. And that is fine work from Linneman in relief. We go to the ninth of Game 2 of the title series. Deadlocked at 4. Newberry coming to the plate, looking to regain the lead here on Flow Sports. To the ninth inning we go of Game 2 of the title series. Lincoln Memorial leads 1-0. And Colin Murphy is back to work here in the ninth. He'll go against Velez, Faircloth, and Jolly. 5, 6, and 7 in Newberry's lineup. You have a 4-4 ball game. Murphy stretches, he pitches, and it's a high pop-up off of first base. This one will get out of play and reach the seats for strike one. Well, here's what has happened in the last 3 innings for Newberry. 0 hits, but the bases were loaded on 3 walks in the 6th. Murphy got a ground out of Gibson. A hit batter, an error, and a walk in the 7th had the bases loaded with 1 out, a double play ball. The 0-1 bounces up there, 1-1. And in the 8th, Ford drew a leadoff walk. He stole second, but Murphy retired the next 3. And Newberry's left 12 aboard in the game. The 1-1. Down the middle with a fastball for a strike, 1-2. Newberry went down in order in the 3rd. Otherwise, they've left at least 1 on base in every other inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 4-4 game in the 9th. Murphy pitches. And that is strike 3 called right at the bottom of the zone. Second punch out now for Murphy. That one looks like it might have gotten the benefit of a call from Gary Keller, but Murphy's been pretty pinpoint. Hasn't given up a hit and has 8 outs. Cade Faircloth, 1 out of 4 today. Drove in Newberry's last run in the 5th. Tied at 4 here in the 9th. The pitch. Misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. LMU will have the top of the order due up in the bottom of the 9th. Looking to win it potentially in what is at a tie game right now. The 1-0. That's low. 2-0. Faircloth looking to give Newberry some base runners. The 2-0. High and tight. 3 balls and no strikes. David Bryan Ellison continues to get heated up in the Lincoln Memorial bullpen, just in case Murphy runs into any speed bumps. 3-0 the count. Murphy pitches. That misses down and in. And a 4-pitch walk to Faircloth puts the go-ahead run aboard. Rhett Jolly coming to the plate. He has walked in his 4 trips to the plate. So it's Faircloth at first. It brings Jolly to the dish. 4-4 game, top of the ninth. Newberry has to win. First pitch to Jolly. Misses low and outside for ball 1. Well, Newberry not just playing for a tournament championship, perhaps the number 1 seed in the region after North Greenville lost both of its game in the Conference Carolinas tournament, including being run ruled. There goes the runner. It's a swing and a miss. The throw down to second, airmailed, goes into right center field. Faircloth gets up, hustling to third. Goda's throw over to third base, not in time. Faircloth's 11th steal of the year, and the best fielding team in the conference commits its second error. It'll be a stolen base for Faircloth and a need 2. And now the go-ahead run 90 feet away. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Jolly. Infield in for LMU. They've already executed 1 squeeze punt, and you got to be on high alert now. Jolly at the plate. 1-1 the count. Murphy pitches, bunt shown. That one, I think, hit him, or it gets past him. A run comes in to score. They say that it did not hit Jolly. Newberry's back on top. The way that Jolly reacted was that it hit him. It didn't. It just caught the glove of Hancock. And that'll be a wild pitch. And Justin Haywood wants to talk with Gary Keller on whether or not that ball hit Jolly, which for LMU would probably be the better situation at this point. It'd set up a double play ball and take the run off the board. Looking at a side angle of the replay, there is no contact whatsoever that we can see from any of the pants, jersey, anything. And if you're LMU at this point, you obviously don't know that. You would probably have to challenge it because the reward is far greater than the risk would be using one of your 2 challenges here in this 9th inning. But as it stands, this is what Newberry does so well. A walk, a stolen base, an error, wild pitch, boom, run scores. 5-4 game. And now the umpire's conversing on whether or not they'll go take a look at it. The umpire's still conversing about whether or not they want to take a look at it. As it stands, Faircloth has given Newberry the lead. Newberry's led 3-0, 4-3. And as it stands, 5-4. And indeed, Lincoln Memorial will officially challenge this, and they'll talk it over. And get the headset on to discuss. I think the best angle is the angle that we have from first base. That's the one that seems to show the best, and that's what we're getting right now. Definitely doesn't look like any piece of the slack. Maybe even any of the arm. Definitely with where the location is, it would be more of the thigh region where the ball would get contacted to the body. on top of that, you could argue as well, if you're Lincoln Memorial, hey, let's make sure that the ball didn't hit the bat in case it was a foul ball. But from everything that we can see right now, it doesn't appear as if it catches any part of Jolly, body, bat, anything. And the ruling would be a pass ball if the play on the field stands. Newberry has had 15 games this year without an error. Or check that, Lincoln Memorial this year has had 15 games without an error. They've committed 2 down the stretch. And they're double, triple checking this situation on whether or not that piece caught any bit of Jolly. The way the Newberry fans reacted, they knew it. And now the umpires walk away. Bobby Dunnigan will have the call, the field umpire at first base. And now they do say that it is a 2-1 count. The call stands. Pass ball. Newberry leads it 5-4. Well, now if you're Newberry, you're thinking, can you reignite a little bit of a rally here and get some insurance? 2-1 to Jolly. Murphy pitches, and Jolly skies one. Third base side, this one hanging on right along the railing. The third baseman, Harvey, backpedaling near the tarp, makes the catch in foul ground. Does a very good job of handling the railing and the tarp and a warning track to make the catch. So with 2 outs and nobody on, Newberry regaining the lead at 5-4. Jesse Free will stand in. He's been on base twice in 4 tries. Once again, LMU will have the top of the lineup due to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Right-hand pitcher kicks the leg and fires, and that one misses low with a breaking ball for ball 1. If Newberry can hold on, a top 10 team would force a winner-take-all game 3. 1-0 pitch. Foul back over our heads, 1-1. Well, this has been par for the course for Lincoln Memorial. Another tight game. Every loss this year has been by 4 runs or fewer. 2-1 now to Free. And the way that the year panned out, I mean, it's easy to say that LMU could have 35 wins. 2-1 pitch. On the outside corner of the fastball, 2-2. They lost 10 games by a run. They went 8-10 in 1-run games. Even if you just get a couple of those, you'd be sitting at 33, 34, and 13. The 2-1, or the 2-2 rather, is a jam shot floater up the first base line that Murphy hauls in to end the inning. But miscues, uncharacteristic from Lincoln Memorial, leads to the go-ahead run. A pass ball has given Newberry a 5-4 lead. We go to the bottom of the 9th here in Game 2 of the championship series. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning here at Smoky Stadium. It is a dance party. If you're in the Newberry dugout, and LMU could make it one of their own if they score twice to win a championship. Great to have you on board with us here at Smoky Stadium. I'm Michael Watrang. Newberry just took the lead as Cage Faircloth produced a run all by himself, walking, stealing second, going to third on a throw that went into center field, and scoring on a pass ball. And here comes Chris Hall to lead it off. He's been on base his last 2 times up. And Linneman back out to work after an 8-pitch eighth. All right, he pitches and misses way outside for ball 1. Newberry looking to force a winner-take-all game number 3 of this championship series. Big hole left side of the infield with Velez on the grass. The pitch. Hall hits it sharply, back up the box. It's into center field. A leadoff single for Chris Hall. 7th hit of the day for LMU, and that is number 2 for Hall. So here's Cameron Bowen, 0 out of 3 with a walk. 5-4 Newberry here in the bottom of the 9th. Tying run on. Linneman kicks the leg and pitches, and that misses low and outside for ball 1. The pitch from Linneman, fouled back. So at the count, at 1-1. Bowen has 10 home runs this year. He can end it with one big swing and a throw to first, Hall back. And you know, if you're Hall, you're definitely thinking about, can you get a good jump against Trevor Linneman? 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th. Linneman's ready. The right-hander kicks the leg and pitches. And he backdoors a breaking ball that misses low. It's 2-1. Here's the pitch. Bowen pops it up. Shallow outfield grass behind the third base bag. It's the shortstop Marine backpedaling to squeeze. And that is a big first out to get Bowen. And with 1 out and 1 on, it's Carson Bowles. Well, Bowles was number 1 that we talked about with Justin Haywood earlier this week. He is so impressed by the future that this young man has. And the right-hand hitter in the box. Linneman pitches. High this time around, 1-0. Bowles today, 2 singles, 2 flyouts to left. Wind pushing out sharply to right field. Right-hander coming set. Check it first, the pitch. High and in. 2-0. The last thing you want to do if you're Linneman is put the winning run on base here in the bottom of the 9th. Newberry leading it by a run here in the 9th, looking to send it to a winner-take-all game 3. Linneman's 2-0. Gets the outside corner with a slider to make it 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straight away right now. Hall getting a good lead over at first base. Linneman pauses. He pitches, and it's a ground ball out to short. Marine picks to second for the out there. Over to first base from Lugo. In time for the double play ball. Newberry holds off Lincoln Memorial in game 2, and we will get a winner-take-all game number 3 in the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championships. The conference's player of the year starts it. Marine, Lugo, Gibson, and Linneman irons down game number 2 win And fittingly, we will go to a winner-take-all Game 3. First pitch will be at 6:05. We'll have the call for you right here on Flow Sports for our entire crew. Andrew Rogers and I will be back in just a moment. Michael Watrang signing off here from Smoky Stadium. Talk to you again at 6:05 here on Flow Sports.